These guys aren't your typical 14 seed, are they?
No, they're pretty good.
Yeah.
They've got really good physical strength. They pass the ball extremely well. They got about, I think Brad has 600 options off of that bench post stuff. They run a lot of good stuff.
Defensively, obviously, we know their turnover margin and what they create. Are they identical to what you do? Similar? Or what are they in terms of defense?
No, they're more. They play some diamond, but the majority of it's man, full court press. They play some 1-2-2, 3/4 court, and they mix things up in the half court. Play some 1-2-2, play some 1-3-1. They're basically a man team, but they play a lot of 1-2-2.
You haven't seen anybody press this much this year, have you?
No.
So how do you handle it?
Well, I hope. We play against it every day, so I don't think it'll bother us. I don't know why anybody presses. We turn it over 20 times without anybody pressing, so I don't know why you press us.
What do you think is the cause of that? Why have you been called sloppy or whatever?
Just don't pass the ball at times. We had a 3-on-1 break and ended up 3-on-0 their way. For really no reason. We threw it right to them. We just don't take very good care of the ball. But we haven't all year. I think the games where we've really concentrated and taken good care of the ball, we've played pretty well.
Are you impressed with how they take care of the ball? They don't turn it over at times.
They don't turn it over very much. No, they've got a bunch of guys who do a good job passing the ball. They're a veteran team. They kind of know each other. They know they run that catch post now. It's pretty impressive the things they do out of it.
Not real big on the perimeter, right? A couple small guards.
They're not real big anyway.
Yeah.
6'6". I think they got a 6'8" or a 6'9", but primarily they're 6'5", 6'6".
Does that pose problems when you got bigger guys matching up on smaller guys?
I'd like to think it's the other way. I'd like to think it's a problem for them matching up with our size. Devin can move his feet. Our guys can move their feet. I mean, when you play the way we play, you end up guarding guards and forwards and stuff anyway, so I don't think that's an issue.
Is there a common theme behind success in the NBA? When you guys have been successful, what is it? When you haven't, is there something there as well?
You make open shots. I think the further you go in the tournament, the less open shots you get. You have to make shots when you're open. You make shots when you're open, generally you advance. Providing everything else is equal. You watch the teams that lose, they generally have open shots and don't make them.
Which one do you remember about playing in the Barclays Center a few years ago, and what do you think of the venue?
I blocked it entirely out of my memory.
You mentioned about transition. How was the passing in half court and offense? Is it where you want it to be?
It's getting better, I think, but no, it's not. It's never where you want it to be, but we have gotten a little better at it. We haven't done a very good job in transition. At times we have, and when we do, we're really good.
Yet you've had a lot of practice in transition.
We've had tons of practice, yeah.
You played the game. Explain to what you think. Why one day you can be Javon and make 26 points, the next day you can't make a basket. I mean, why does this team lend itself to that, or is it just
Well, I think mechanics has a lot to do with it. If mechanically you've got it where you got everything lined up, you can only miss it short of that. And it's a little easier, I think, to adjust to that than if you're missing right, left, short, long. That means that you don't have everything lined up. And I think we too many of our guys shoot a different shot. One day is when they do the next day.
Especially after the Oklahoma thing, he was saying that Javon had straightened out what he was doing wrong, and he obviously either went back to it or found something new.
Well, they don't practice the same shot all the time, Bob. You know, you'll watch them out here. They're falling sideways. They're falling backwards. It's been really hard. I think it is for kids today to concentrate. And I keep telling them. I asked Jerry said he drew a circle and came at it from different angles, whatever, but he always went up and landed in the circle. They couldn't take 2 jumps and get in circles sometimes. You know, it's just not consistent. It's hard when I think we all understand it, again, the neuromuscular integration. When your muscles are confused because it's not the same all the time, you're not going to be successful all the time.
Jason will be an exception, right? But he practices as much as everybody else.
Jay Sean practices good stuff.
He's been hard on himself. Something wrong with the shot? Are people taking it away from him?
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I mean, if you look at what Jay Sean's missed, he's missed everything short. He hasn't missed things right or left. I think people have given him a lot more attention, to be quite honestly.
Does you see any similarities between this team and the team in 2010 in the Final Four run?
Not really. Don't play the same. That team had great overall size and length. We didn't have a real big guy, but we didn't have a little guy either. There's not much similarity the way we play either.
Coach, is health the most important thing this time of the year rather than X's and O's?
And I'd say making shots. I'd say the most important thing is make shots.
How's your health?
I've had that, you know, I don't want to say on TV, but
Going around, huh?
yeah, seems to be.
Is there a pressure that you feel in the NCAA tournament, or kids feel maybe that isn't there any other time? Does that go away when they start playing?
No, I think there's some pressure there. I think there's pressure there because I think you have to live under a rock your whole life not to know that when you lose, you're done. So yeah, I mean, there is pressure, and you have to handle that the right way and respond to it the right way.
What is it that allows Devin to the team to go on it?
I think he's put so much time in, Bob, that I think he's become more confident in what he can do. He went through a stretch where he really struggled, and he's like what the really good guys do. They work their way out of it. But I'll give you an example. We're over at Rockhurst, and we go for 2.5 hours, whatever, and then he comes up and asks, can I come back at night? And somebody bring me back to get more shots. And that's the day before I think it was the Oklahoma game. That's kind of rare.